As we're thinking about health and wellness in this new month of the year, we want to take a minute and just talk about taking time to be mindful about our mindset. Now, let's break this down just a little bit. What is a mindset? It is the established set of attitudes held by someone. Think about that for a minute. We get established in the way we think. And sometimes we need to be shaken out of that, especially if it's become kind of negative or, not hopeful and we're grumpy and we fit the classic grumpy old person definition. We don't want to be that person. And so we need to adjust our thinking a little bit once in a while. So take a few minutes and think carefully and honestly about what your mindset in life is. Is it positive, optimistic, hopeful? Is it negative, sad, depressed, grumpy? Put some words to it and then decide, is this what you want it to be? Because the power to change our mindset is right here. It's in our own head. We can choose to think differently. It takes practice. We have to make new habits. We sometimes have to break ourselves out of old mindsets, but it can be done, and we are never, 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 never too old to work on the process between our ears, right? To work on our own mental acuity, mental strength, attitudes. Never too old to take care of that. Physically, we get a little weaker and whatnot over the course of our lifetime, but unless there's an illness present, one of the joys of aging is just being more comfortable in our own heads and hearts. And so do that analysis right now. What is your mindset? And then think about being mindful of it. And what is mindfulness? You see that on a lot of things right now, cards and posters, and there's kind of a move toward being mindful. What does it mean, really? Well, it just means being aware of your inner thoughts and feelings and looking inside without judgment. When you do that analysis that we talked about, don't judge yourself. Just be analytical. What is going on in my mind and how do I feel about it? Don't judge it good, wrong, otherwise. Don't beat yourself up over this. If you find something you don't like, just say, okay, there's an area I want to work on. I can change that about myself. No judgment, just a decision, a choice, a lifestyle choice, okay? Why is it worth taking time to do this? And why at the beginning of a new year? I do love the beginning of New Year's. I think it's a time of hope and change, and we look forward to what a new year will bring. So that's a great time to do some self-examination and analysis. It's easy in our lives, especially when we're busy, to get bogged down in a mindset that really isn't healthy for us. It's not a good choice. And it really doesn't reflect who we are. When I consider my heart's desires and who I want to be and how I want my life to be, I tend to be pretty optimistic and rosy and full of love, and I hope everything works out great. And yet I find myself once in a while sitting at my desk grousing about things, and I get upset because I'm making a bad choice. And that's nobody else's choice, it's my own. And sometimes I have to shake myself out of it. And so I want to encourage you to do some of that analysis so you're not bogged down too. If you are, then join me in just taking a little extra time this month to think about those inner thoughts and feelings, be mindful of them, and make some choices. Look for patterns too. One of the interesting things about human nature over time is that we really do fall into patterns, not only as individuals, but as families. If you look at your family as a whole and you think back generations and you look forward into what the younger generations are learning and reflecting back to you, you'll start to see patterns. Some of them are great. Okay, they're exactly what we want. Other times you'll think, ooh, did I really teach them that? Do I want to keep teaching them that? Maybe not. And so look for those patterns, whether they're good or bad, and then decide which ones need a little tweaking. If it's a good pattern, obviously you want to encourage it. You want to do more of that. If it's a pattern that you're not really satisfied with, it's one that doesn't give you joy when you think about it, then tweak it. Make that decision, make that choice in your own mind and heart and make a change. Change. And then, especially if you see younger children reflecting back to you something that you don't think is the best mindset, start to teach them. Say, why do we not want to think that way? Why do we want to focus on, the positive things instead of the negative things? Or what do we want to do about the negative things to change them? Learn to work with the young ones in your family to encourage them. And I have an example here for you, real quick. Okay. We have a granddaughter who was in a play recently, and when she first got the role that they chose her for, she wasn't real happy about the role. She had wanted something else. And so I talked to her a minute and I said, I know why they picked you for this role, because they picked you with your friend to play a part, and you two will be really good together. You'll be able to do those roles, and you're cheery, you're cute, you'll have fun doing it, and that's why they gave you that role. And it changed the way she was thinking. From that point on, when her and I interacted about her role in the play, she had a different mindset. She now suddenly viewed that as a positive instead of, oh, I didn't get what I wanted, so I'm unhappy. Now it was like, I'm going to do my best at this and be good. So think about those things. Not only are you working on what's going on in your own mind and heart, but you're teaching your young ones to be thoughtful and mindful of what's going on in their heads and hearts. Be grand, my friend.